neighbor, a neighbor, a neighbor who likes to have loud conversations with the people on her cellular device. Sometimes she likes to bang on her desk in excitement and joy. I have no ill resentments toward joy and happiness, but my skin does boil just a little bit when they're quiet all day long until I switch the on and off button on my Canon camera. So, if you hear them, I do apologize in advance because there's nothing I can do about it. I have tried editing my audio, but I notice that sometimes by doing that, it takes away from the guttural, earthy, breathy voice that I have. So, this is mostly unedited audio straight to your ear holes. So, you might be wondering, Sydney, what will you be doing during this video? Will you just be talking into a mic about your sorrows and sufferings and nonsense? Well, my viewers, my friends, and my sweet hearts, I have to let you know that I am going to be reading to you about something that would have gotten me hung about 100, 200 years ago. I will be teaching you about witchcraft, and I will also be asking you questions about your personal life, about your opinions on certain things, and then I will be saying words, special words that might be fun to hear over pronunciated very up close, whispered into a Blue Yeti microphone. How does that sound to you? Okay, I am going to begin with the questions. I haven't prepped for this video. I wanted it to run fluidly while also having a sense This is what you get, whether or not you like it. Just kidding, I want you to like it, but I'm going to start by asking you some questions, okay? And then when you tell me the answer, I'm going to write it into the microphone. Does that make sense to you? I just need to go grab my special pencil, okay? Special pencil. I have my special pencil now. I am going to ask you a question now. Do you believe in astrology, and that certain mood charts are correct? Okay, the microphone knows your answer now. Question number 2. TWO. 2. Do you like Japanese souffle pancakes? Perfect. Question number 3. Are you a part of the LGBTQ plus community? Question number 4. FOUR. Okay. If you could paint the walls of your room a different color, what color would you pick? Question number 5. Question mark. If you had the choice to make healthcare free for everyone, would you do it? Next question. Does everyone have the right to free health care? Next question. When you are born, do you have any rights? Next question. If you had a superpower? What superpower would you absolutely not want to have? Like, what's a superpower that's way overrated? Overrated. Okay. Did you know that preventative health care is extremely important, meaning that you can have as many surgeries on your heart as you could possibly have, a biopsy on a biopsy on a biopsy on a biopsy, but it will never fix the problem, will it? Did you know that the solution to almost all preventative health problems is simply eating good, exercising, drinking water, and paying special attention to your mental health? There was a woman who won a Nobel Prize, and I'll put her name right here, for discovering that stress and anxiety shortens our telomeres. And you might be wondering, Sydney, what's a telomere? Well, my friend, telomeres are found, of course, in our body, and they have to do with our genes and our DNA. But nonetheless, when the telomeres shorten, so does your lives. All of our telomeres will eventually cease to exist, but there are ways to make them longer, and having a life with less stress allows for that to happen. How, Sydney, can I possibly make my life less stressful? Well, meditation, for one. I fail at that. Therapy, I don't know, but it's must be important for it to literally damage our lives. Anyways, back to the original question before I went on a rant. Is preventative health care important? Okay, my friend, I think we're gonna read a little bit from my little book about witches, about the modern witchcraft. A modern guide to witchcraft, your complete guide to witches, covens, and spells, by Sky Alexander. What is witchcraft? Snow White, Cinderella, The Wizard of Oz, Alice in Wonderland, Beauty and the Beast, Peter Pan, Star Wars. Most of us first discovered wizards and witches details of our daily lives, but every now and then we recapture some of that early magic through books and movies like E.T., Lord of the Rings, and Harry Potter. We find ourselves fascinated once again by the supernatural world and eager to reawaken the magic within us. Common misconceptions about witches. Before we go any further, let's get rid of those ridiculous ideas some people still hold about witches. Misconceptions about witches come from ignorance and fear. For centuries, mainstream religions have encouraged negative images about witches, and during a period known as the Burning Times, these false ideas led to the deaths of countless innocent people in Europe and the New World. In recent times, the media continue to present a distorted picture of witches and magic, further confusing the issue. For the record, witches do not steal or eat babies. This idea comes from old folklore, and fairies were often blamed for doing the same thing. Witches are not Satanists who sell their soul to the devil in return for special powers. Lots of witches don't even believe in Satan. He's a Christian conception. Witches don't ride brooms. They get around in cars, trains, and airplanes, just like everyone else. You might see a bumper sticker that says, "I'm driving this car because my broom's in the shop," but that's just a joke. Witches prefer pizza over Eye of Newt any day. Witches don't inherit magical powers from mysterious ancestors, although if Grandma was a witch and trained you in the craft from childhood, you'll have a head start on your wannabe witches. I'm going to skip a little bit. If you choose to become a witch, you'll have to throw out all the silly and sensational things you've seen, heard, and read about witchcraft. At least for the time being, you'll have to live with being constantly offended by the ignorance of people who would never think of insulting blacks, Jews, or other folks so outrageously as they do witches. Just put on your magic protective shield and get on with practicing the real deal. What a bold statement. In this book, you'll use some terms repeatedly. Let's clarify a few of them in order to avoid confusion. A witch is someone who uses his or her power along with the natural law of the universe to shape reality in accordance with his or her purposes. Witchcraft is the practice of manipulating energy through various means to produce a desired result. Magic is the transformation that occurs when a witch, magician, bends or shapes energy using paranormal techniques. The K at the end of the word magic distinguishes it from magic tricks and stage illusion. Witches and religion. Like people from other walks of life, witches share some concepts and disagree on others. We'll discuss some of these as we go along. Ideas may be influenced by their cultural traditions and backgrounds, personal life experiences, or individual temperaments. That's okay. You don't have to subscribe to any particular just as other people might learn carpentry or masonry, villages had cunning folk to whom people turned for all kinds of help, from encouraging crops to grow to fixing a broken heart. Healing made up a large part of the witches' work, and many witches were knowledgeable herbalists and midwives. In exchange for many services, the witch might receive a chicken, a measure of grain, or other necessities. Religious concepts weren't linked with the practice of witchcraft itself, though individual witches often embraced the beliefs of their families or culture. That's still true today. If you belong to a certain religion or are on a specific spiritual path, you needn't give it up to become a witch. In fact, you may choose to incorporate the ideas of your faith into your magical practice. If you don't hold on to any belief system at all, that's fine too. Witches can follow any religion or none. However, the lack of rules, dogma, or religious affiliation does not mean witches lack ethics. Okay. Now I'm just going to say some words because I'm actually a little bit sleepy after reading that in such a slowed, hushed tone. I think I'm just going to say some words with my eyes closed, if that's okay with you. My favorite word, phlebotomy. 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 Planet Neptune. Planet Neptune. Planet Neptune. Planet Neptune. Planet Neptune. Planet Neptune. American bread. American bread. American bread. Turkey. Houston, Texas. Texas chainsaw massacre of butterflies. Butter, cream, berries and cream, berries and cream. Okay. I know that you, my friend, might just be asleep. And if you are, I hope you have the sweetest